check out what Miss Julie has for you.
Hello. Today we're going to work on Chapter 2 of God Always Keeps His Promises by Max Lucado. And the title of this chapter is God Will Win the Battle. And here's a verse by one of our kids to get us started in this chapter.
The God who gives peace will soon defeat Satan and give you power over him. Romans 16:20.
Do some days feel like you're fighting a battle? You try to do what's right, but it's just so hard. It's like there's someone fighting against you, trying to trick you into doing things you know you shouldn't do, like snatching that game from your sister or fibbing to your mom to get out of trouble. Well, someone is out to trick you. His name is Satan, but he goes by some other names too, like devil and father of lies. He's the ultimate villain, the crookedest crook and the baddest of bad guys. And he's only got one mission in mind: to make God's children lose in their battle to do what's right. But God gives you a promise for this fight. In the end, it's the devil who will lose. Nope, that doesn't stop him from fighting. After all, the devil has been at it a really long time, since Adam and Eve. But always remember this: the days may be tough and the fight may be terrible, but God will win.
I promise you guys, though the devil will try to trick and trap me, I will trust in God to fight for me and win.
The Bible story for today's lesson comes from Genesis, which is the first book in the Bible, chapter 3. It was a beautiful day in the garden. Adam and Eve wandered among the trees. They nibbled on berries and scratched the elephant behind its ears. God had given them a fresh, new world, and everything in it was good, except the snake. Of course, this was no ordinary snake. This was that sneaky old devil himself. He hid in the trees and waited to spring his trap. When Eve passed by, he called out, "Did God really say you can't eat any fruit from any tree?" "No, we can eat any fruit," Eve said, "except fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden. If we even touch that fruit, we'll die." Actually, God didn't say they couldn't even touch it, but Eve wasn't taking any chances. "You won't die," the snake hissed out a lie. "It'll make you as wise as God. God just doesn't want you to be as smart as he is." Eve looked at the snake and then at the fruit. It did look delicious, and she wouldn't mind being as wise as God. So she picked a piece. She sniffed it, and her mouth watered. Then she closed her eyes and took a bite. Still chewing, she gave it to Adam, and he took a bite too. They had done the one thing God said they must not do. At once, everything changed. There was definitely a chill in the air. Adam and Eve suddenly saw that they were naked. Snatching up fig leaves, they quickly started sewing. Just as they were putting the finishing touches on their leafy new wardrobe, they heard something, or rather, someone. God. He was walking in the garden. Adam and Eve ran to hide. "Adam," God called, "where are you?" Adam gulped. "I was afraid because I'm naked," he said, "so I hid." "Who told you that you were naked?" God asked. "Did you eat the fruit I told you not to eat?" Of course, God already knew the answer. He also knew that snaky sneak Satan had tempted them to do it. Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the snake, but God punished them all. From that day forward, sin, sickness, and even death came into the world, and Satan would forever be the enemy of God's people. But something else happened that day too. God gave his people a promise. The devil will lose. No matter how much he lies or how hard he fights, God and those who trust in him will win.
Bye. See you next time.